it's lights down and very good. It's a good start from both Mata and Carl. Getting the bear exit and both of them spun simultaneously. Heading into the Camel Straight, still going side by side as well. Side by side into the Curva Grande. Are they going to keep it side by side with Iceman? Yuri going for the dive bomb. Can he make it work? He's gone off a bit. And look at that. Oh, right here, right now. Otherwise, the undercut will not work. It's going to be very, very close. Iceman just gets ahead of Kyle there. Mata comes across the line, and he's your VSL Season 6 champion. Hello everybody and welcome along to VSL F1 Season 7, and we go to the Ardennes Forest today for round number 10 for the Belgium Grand Prix. My name is Jess, and joining me as per usual tonight we got Red Matt. Matt, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great. How are you, Jess?
Yes, I'm doing great, thank you. Belgium is such a lovely track, both as fans and as drivers as well. To be honest, everyone loves this. It's such a historic track. First use in Formula 1. Back when the Formula 1 Championship started in 1950, Juan Manuel Fangio won the first Belgian Grand Prix, and it's been a race where it's had lots of historic battles and quite a few controversies as well. I remember Spa 1998, where it was a wet start and the race had to be restarted as well. And we don't really want to talk about what happened in 2021 this year. No, we're going to pretend that race never happened. But this is one of the longest races on the calendar, 7 kilometres long. You can't see it at the moment though, and people are going to be very happy on their bingo cards because it's a wet qualifying session.
Right, so let's see who's going to win it first. The El Rouge up to Radion, because I'm not going to talk about previous wet race that happened at Belgium. Didn't end very well, but went well in another said league. So be interesting challenge, and interesting to see how Petri acts too. Actually, big fan of him actually. In a league race I raced with him, he's quite a pacey driver, so he's the one to watch today.
Yeah, he's one of our new reserve drivers, so welcome along to him as well. He was the newest one that was added, so hopefully he does a good job in this league and gives us a good first impression. We see with other reserve drivers. Kieran has done very well, as well as Casper, who is obviously not here tonight. I'm trying to see who else is reserving tonight. We've got J. Luke, who's filling in for Ahmed. Ahmed is not very well tonight, so Ahmed, if you're watching this, get better soon. We miss you on the track, my friend, and he probably would have loved Belgium, but he is not here. Everybody else, I believe, apart from Petrodert and J. Luke, is a full-time driver, so that is good. And Carl has actually remembered to change his gamer tag this week, which is all good. But there was an issue with the stewards room. Kyle received a qualifying ban due to his antics on track when they were battling Vitinho, which caused significant damage. So he'll have to do an installation lap, then go into the pits, and then retire the car. And there's also a quali ban for Mr. Flexi, because he retired on track and we caught him on stream. Naughty boy. So he's done exactly the same to what Deck did in Silverstone, so he has to face the consequences. And he DNF'd as well last week because of that, and he lost his championship lead. It is now Panos that is leading the championship after getting a second place last week and had the best finish out of the full-time drivers that were racing last week.
Yeah, he's always been thereabouts, says Panos, but he really needs to sort himself out within track limits, because for all we know, a penalty in a race could cost him the championship. You know, all it takes is a little slip down to second and that's your championship. But he's doing a sweaty line, is Panos, using that bit of AstroTurf on the right, opening up the following corners now. I've got a poster on my wall and I still don't know the corners of the track.
Well, there's quite a few iconic corners around this track. Like, there's a few deadly curbs as well, which if you're not too careful, you're probably going to be ending up to a spin. I think Stabilo's one of them. Campus, Pouon, No Name, and obviously the famous El Rouge and Radion, where I lost it in practice quite a few times yesterday and last week when I was practicing for another league. Both of those races went down quite well personally, but we're not going to mention it here. So we'll follow Panos actually on a hot lap because he is our championship leader in the Ferrari. I don't think they're leading the constructors though. But do you want to take us on board a lap with Panos, Matt?
Ooh, okay, it's going to be interesting in the wet, but I'll give it my best shot. So here you're just sort of feathering the throttle, hoping the car will just grip, and he seems to get a good exit as he goes into a last source. Interesting fact, I sat on the inside wall there, been to this track at 2015. Really nice place. But as we get ready to go to El Rouge to Radion, I'm not going to do that long joke, but does he lift off here? A little lift off the throttle, but that's so far so good. As you prepare yourself for the Camel Straight, you're sort of waiting until the 100-meter board on the left pops up. Now it's just before the 50-meter board's now in the wet. I thought it'd be a bit earlier in the wet. But he's very nice tidy lap so far as he goes through the comms, trying to put the power down to get the front end to bite in here. Now the off camber Rivage turn 8. Gone a bit wide there, so there's a couple more tenths to find in this lap here. Turn 9, no name. So he goes a little bit wide there. He does do a very interesting line going into P1. A bit of a nifty lap so far, but so far so good. If it's valid, that's all you need. Going to 12 and turn 13. Very nice indeed from Panos so far. I'm going to stabble up. This corner here is really tricky in the wet as he loses the rear here as he has to feather the throttle going toward a Blongimont. Patrick Jack setting a 154.7. But we'll go back to Panos. He's just sort of patiently waiting, full throttle. You just sort of wish you can get like an extra boost here because you just feel like the car can go quicker, but the downforce dragging the cars, stopping them from getting their top speed. A bit deep into the last corner. But where does this put him? On pole, 153.8, but there's definitely time to find from Panos.
Yes, those are banker laps at the moment, and there's certain sectors where he was losing time more than I think the other drivers as well, whereas some sectors where he's a lot better as well. So his theoretical lap time I think will be a lot quicker, I would say. So, but you don't have enough intermediate tyres for this session because if it was obviously a wet race, then they would only have a few more tyres. So they've got to, ideally there is a yellow flag somewhere, but we'll cut to that in a second. But the more time you spend on those tyres, I think the more grippier it gets in the wet conditions. So don't be surprised to see drivers on more than 1 lap old inters for their laps. So we could see quite a few people on another lap. What was that yellow flag for?
It looked like it was Kai. I think it was just getting out of the way of another car, but I'm on board Panos again. He's gone purple by a 10th and a half, so Panos is on another flyer here.
Yes,
so
he
I'll
is.
keep an eye on that.
He's going through P1, looking quite nice indeed. I'm trying to see if anyone else is about to cross the line. We've got 2 AlphaTauris, I think, working together, and then we've got a Haas who is about to do the bus stop. We got an Alfa Romeo as well of Hayden, who won the race before last in quite dramatic style in Silverstone. Comes across the line in 3rd. The Haas car of Mike, can he improve? Goes to 8th place, and Dax goes into 3rd. And then we have got, who else have we got? We've got Deck. I don't think, no, Deck just goes through last source, my bad. But he finished that a moment ago. And I'm just trying to see where Panos is on the road.
Going through the last corner now, it's just going down the pit straight now. This looks like it's going to be an improvement, and it is. A 153.1, almost a second clear of Jamie. But speaking of which, Jamie is 4 tenths up on his previous lap. Where does this put him? A 53.6. So the track is ramping up, but will the track dry up towards the end of the session? We will wait and see.
Yes, they've got to be out right place, right time, and obviously they've got to keep an eye on their deltas as well with the soft tyres if it does dry up, and because if they go out the wrong time, then they're going to lose so much time, they're going to hit the wall, and then that be their qualifying over. So, Panos and J. Luke setting the benchmark, but I think they will go again. Yuri hasn't set a lap time on the board, neither has Kev, Newgarden or Iceman. Out of the ones who are required to set a lap time, Matter as well. He hasn't set a lap time yet, so a few people struggling it out there, and you can probably tell who has practiced for the wet and who hasn't. And I've just been told by one of our drivers that it's going to be a dry race. So I wonder if everybody has dry setups in the wet at the moment, because that's probably why quite a few people are struggling, as Vitinho is out in El Rouge. Our first victim tonight, and we haven't even started the race yet, so he'll be starting no higher than 5th position. So, but with the track improving, I think the times are going to be a lot quicker than a 1:54.3 anyway. Mata is coming across Petra Dax as well, as in is going to see if he's improving as well. Quite a lot of people are improving actually. So Petra Dax goes into P2. Panos going through Blanchimont now. He's currently fastest, but he wants to go even quicker. Hayden going for our route. There's no point to worry about him. But Mata, who didn't set a lap time before, 1:54.2. So pretty decent lap from him, but I know we can find more time. Panos goes into the pit, so he decided he's had enough. Yuri, no name. Newgarden going through El Rouge. I think most people are either going into the pits or not finishing their laps yet, so it's going to be quite on track. What about the Alpine driver of Tony? I don't think he's pushing, and he's running out of fuel, so yeah, he's going into the pit lane.
Got Mata on a lap at the moment, who's currently purple in the first sector. Sorry to interrupt you, I'll let you get on. We've got a yellow flag. Was that of Kev Brusky? Yeah, it was.
It was Kevin Kemmelstrom. I think Yuri's on a lap too, who hasn't set a lap yet. Newgarden is going through Campus. No, it's not Campus, it's Brussels. I get the two corners mixed up because they look similar. But anyway, Yuri coming across the line. He probably doesn't like it being a wet qualifying, but I'm sure he'll make the most of it. Comes across the line, and it is going to be a 1:54.9, which puts him in 9th. And to be honest, it doesn't matter if you qualify inside or outside the top 10, because if it doesn't dry up, there'll be free choice of tyres anyway. So that just leaves Newgarden and Iceman to set laps, as well as Det to set a representative lap time, because the 2:05 does not is not fast out of all the other drivers out there. Everyone else is just very close right now. Hayden, very impressive, up into P2 so far. Wow. So he's very comfortable on one inters, but luckily it's not going to be a wet race, so he could use the inters all he wants. So I wonder if he's going to go into the pits next lap.
Mata coming across line goes P4, a 1:53.6 dead. But what is going to be interesting with it being a wet qualifying, tyres. What tyres do people go for? Do people opt for the 1-stop or go for the 2-stop? Because it is, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure it's almost identical, isn't it, really, the 1 and 2-stop around here? Because fresh tyres does gain you a lot of time, but it's getting past the traffic. You can get by the traffic quickly, then you're good, but it's not as easy as you think.
It's not. I have tried both strategies. I did try the 2-stop and I tried the 1-stop. But for us, the 2-stop side is a wet race to dry. So I didn't try what I was going to do in a dry session in the 2-stop. But 1-stop is easy. Soft to mediums, medium to softs. I think if they're doing the 1-stop, medium to softs will be easier, because you'll be on softs for most of the race at the end. And you can climb a bit better. That's what I found out as well. So I think we'll see most people either on the mediums, and if they're on a 2-stop, maybe the softs, but we don't know. They may prove us wrong. Anyway, Yuri comes across the line. He's currently 10th at the moment. Will he go any higher than that? He's 1:54.9 at the moment. 1:54.1. He's found almost a second. Puts him in P7. Oh. An Alpine. I think he's about... No, it's not an Alpine. It's a Williams. Does that matter again? Nope, it's not Mata, but he's purple sector 2. So he's just gone past Paul Frey, looking very good. I'm just checking to see if he's backed off. Nope, he's using his ERS. Now, you don't use that much ERS in the wet, luckily, so you won't be able to derate, but still, you've got to save as much ERS as you can, because if you derate, you'll lose all that straight line speed, which I found out the other day. So he comes towards the bus stop. I don't know why you call it bus stop, because it's not even a bus stop, but there we go. Mata comes across the line. 1:53.2. That is impressive from our reigning champion in P2. He wanted P1 last week, but I think he got P3, I think, which is still good considering he's had a poor season, but he's still getting used to the game. Has another yellow flag. I wonder if there's people moving out of the way. I think so. Wonder how Dax is doing. No, Dax is in the pits. It's not him, so I think it's Matt Ryan, who's on 5 lap on inters at the moment, and he's invalidated, so he'll be going into the pits soon.
It'd be interesting to see how much time Mata will have left with it being such a long track, or 1 minute, well, almost a 2-minute lap time now, really. Mata will have to try and get back into pits and then you have one flying lap left on inters, but I find on inters they run better on their second flying lap.
Yeah, that's what I find. And even in the race as well, if it's a wet start to the race, which it's not going to be, even at the wet start of the race, you struggle in the first few laps, and then after that, your tyres really start to go into the operating window, really. And I think that's what we're seeing in qualifying at this moment in time. And I think there's some people that will have the same issue as well. As Panos, I thought he hit the wall there, but he did not, and he set purple set to 2. I wonder if that's true or not, but he's looking to solidify himself in the top spot. Blanchimont all in 8th gear. You're going to be doing it is very high speed right now. I think if it was a dry session, it'll be the 142s, 141s maybe, but most likely 142s. But it's not a dry session. 154.2, he does not improve, but I think he'll probably go out again on used tyres. And there's quite a lot of guards in the bus stop chicane as Ryan Berry comes across the line in P9. Lots of Alpines and Williams. It's hard to tell the colours. And I think it's an AlphaTauri of... No, not Matt Ryan. He's in the pits. We've got a Mercedes of... Nope, it's not J-Luke. It is Kev. He got a good result in Silverstone. 155.4. So he doesn't improve in position, but he does improve in time. Yellow flag. That is Deck out of the session. I think he's retired in the pits because I can't see it. No, set to 2. That is...
It's that curb, I think he's
that
caught
understeery curb that gets us all the time. And gutted that he lose it there, to be honest. But Newgarden, the slowest driver out of all the ones that set a lap. And be careful, son, because you don't want to invalidate your lap, which he did not. He almost did. And with 2 minutes left to go, these will be their final few laps in qualifying. And we will see.
On the flyer.
Mata is on the flyer. So he's committed then. He's committed to staying out. Wonder how much fuel he's put on. Mike kindly bit moves out of the way, which is what that yellow flag is for. And I can't remember what corner it is. It's Riviage and... No, not Riviage. Campus. And now you're going to be heading towards Stabilo. You'll be taking it in 4th gear in the wet, but in the dry, roughly about 6th gear. Now 6th gear here into Blanchimont. And then you short shift to 8th gear through Blanchimont. And it's very high speed. There's Pete. Unfortunately, he retires from the session. So he won't be taking any further part. He will have to see how he does in the race. But a lot of people can recover from starting low down on the grid in Belgium to finish higher in the race. We'll see. Mata then come across the line. Can he get pole position? Yes, he does. 152.879 for the Williams driver. Next cross the line will be a Haas car, which will be Mike. And I believe he'll set one final lap. Next will be Mercedes of Kev. He will start his final lap.
What?
Next will be Newgarden, who has invalidated. Tut. Then it's Yuri that's on his out lap. Will he get... Yeah, he will get it in time, but only just. So I believe Kieran's on his out lap. Will it be... No, it's not Iceman. He's invalidated. There will be... Oh, someone's binned it. I didn't see who it was, but someone's binned it. I think it's Hayden next who will cross the line because everybody else is on their out laps. And then we've got a Ferrari, I think it's Panos, who is invalidated. Tut. Quite a lot of invalidations. And Lee's binned it. Did he
Lee needs to get out of the way. Lee got in the way of Petrodax there. That might be a penalty for Lee there.
I'm not sure we retired on track, actually. I didn't caught that. But Hayden comes across the line and checker flag has dropped. So that's qualifying over. But you're allowed to complete your laps. 2 tenths quicker, but he does not improve on position. Next to cross the line will be our championship leader. Invalidation for him. Next will be J-Luke in validation. Next will be Pax in validation. Next will be, well, it won't be Ryan Berry because he has invalidated. Matter, where is he at the moment? Bus stop. He'll be the next to cross the line. I think he's going even... no, he's not going even quicker. But he will stay fastest for the time being. Kev will come across the bus stop chicane. He does it very well on the way, actually. Can he get higher than P17? It looks like it. 154.7 puts him in P13. Next will be... is it Mike? No, it won't be Mike because he has invalidated. And then it's a Red Bull who goes into the pits. So I think we are just waiting. No, we're not waiting for Yuri because he invalidated. I think that's it, unless Kieran can go any quicker.
No, the Aston Martin of Ben is on a lap at the moment, Speed Iceberg. I think he must have just crossed the line in time. He's lost the rear end a bit. It's looking like he's 4 tenths up, but losing the rear end here, going toward Blondimont is not ideal as you're losing that time constantly. But Matter on pole position so far. Is that where you want to be, Spa? The long straight, preferably second or third is where you want to be, but credit is due as I think someone else has
Kieran P4.
Yeah. But this has been a good lap so far from Ben. Lost the rear end a little bit. Will this be pole?
P3 for Iceman.
He lost the rear end coming out of stab a lot. That would have cost him at least 2 tenths there. So if it is 2 tenths, he'll be absolutely kicking himself.
He would. I would be if I was in a situation. But the top 7 separated by under a second. So that is Matter on pole. Panel second, Iceman third, Hayden, Kieran, Petrodax. Brilliant qualifying debut for him. Then we got J-Luke, Pete, Ryan Berry and Yuri. And then we got Patino, Lee, Kev, Akon, Tony, Mike, Matt Ryan and Newgarden. He's the slowest out of the ones who set a lap. And we got 2 people on quali band, which is Kyle and Flexi. So there we go. We are about to get started then with the race. But a quick mention to our sponsor, Rogue Energy. You could get 10% off by using the code VSLF1 and you can go onto their website, rogueenergy.com. Thank you to Rogue Energy for sponsoring us this season. Now, we haven't mentioned the driver's standings and I will let Matt take over this one.
Ooh, yes, with the driver's standings, the bit where everyone loves. So currently we have a new championship leader from Flexi's DNF and Naughty reset to track. Sam, don't do that again. So we have Panos currently in first, 141 points, and Flexi 132 points, and we've got a bit of a gap forming on third of Kyle on 90 points. Quite closely followed behind by Ryan Berry and Matter starting on pole position, hoping to gain ground on Panos, so it'll be a good battle to watch there. And then Matter's teammate Deck in 6th with 71 points. And our first reserve driver leader is Casper, who I don't think is here tonight, is he? He's not.
No, he's not.
Tonight. He's in 7th on 60 points, leaving the reserve championship. I just made that up on the spot right now. I don't know if that's a thing, but it is now. And then we have Hayden in P8, Kieran 9th, with Pete in 10th. And then going on to the other side of the standings, Ben on the same amount of points as Pete, actually. So it's a good little battle to watch there between the 2 speed drivers. And then we've got Tony in 12th, Clippy, Kebrusky, Jamie, who is here tonight, so he'll be looking to gain some ground on the ball. But looking at qualifying, he seems to be struggling a little bit. So hopefully that improves in the right. Slenderman, Yuri, who will be looking to get a good result here as well. Vitinho, who unfortunately crashed in qualifying, but he's quite strong around here, so keep an eye on him as well. Mike and you gather rounding off the top 20, then going on to the other side of the standings. We've got Lee, 15 points, Risky, Dave, Ahmed, Matt Ryan, Maverick, Goodlip, Metrobika, and Delta. And then we're going to have a new member on the standings of Petrodax, so see where he can be on the standings at the end of this race.
Yes,
so,
indeed.
Sorry.
Sorry, I thought you were gonna have a bit of a big pause there. Sorry, I'll let you go through the team standings. Sorry, I'll shut
It's
up.
alright. No, to be fair, I would have interrupted because I did just stop briefly for some reason. I do not know why. My brain just did not compute. But the 2 minutes should nearly be up, so whilst that countdown starts, I shall go through the team standings, and on cue, the timer should start around about now, hopefully. No, it doesn't. Never mind. So let's go with the team standings. Alfa Romeo, 182 points. Williams, 179. McLaren, 176. Ferrari, 156. And Alpine, 155. That team championship. I've never seen a team championship in any league, really, as close as this. And then there's a bit of a gap to Aston Martin, who are on 95, Haas 78, Mercedes 54, Red Bull 38, and AlphaTauri 18. So that Constructor Championship, all it takes is one car to DNF.
Like we saw last week with both McLarens DNFing, which put them from P1 to P3, and Alfa Romeo benefited from it. And don't forget, reserves in their cars will be able to score points for the teams. So that is why AlphaTauri is bumped up just a little bit, but not quite to get off the bottom spot. So without further ado, it is time for the race as we get the tyres up. Now, what tyres has everyone got to? I wonder. Quite a mixed bag, actually. I thought everybody would be on the mediums, but the only ones not on the mediums is Panos in the P2. Then I have to scroll down to P13 of Kev. He's also on the softs. Yuri is also on the softs as well. J-Luke is also on the softs. And Mike is on the softs. Everybody else is on the mediums, which I was probably expecting anyway. So they'll be doing medium to softs. The ones on the softs will either be doing soft, medium, soft, or soft to medium. Probably most likely soft to medium, depending on how the strategy goes. Panos probably wants to take the lead right away. That's probably why he's gone on the softs. Jamie will probably want to make his positions up. Same with Yuri. I think pretty much everyone that's gone on the softs are committed to be getting overtakes done, because if you don't get overtakes, it's probably pointless to be starting on softs.
For sure we would have a spinner on the formation lap of Hayden, so you don't want to do that on the lap, but I must say P4 by Hayden, that's actually quite a solid qualifying lap from him. But where are the Alfa Romeos? Alfa Romeo P19 and the one in P4, so it's going to be a close one, but I don't know where it's going to go, you know.
I don't either. It's going to go either way. We were in a situation last season where it could go either way when obviously the rain came, but I think we could see a similar situation here. Belgium is always a track for a classic, and we remember the awards night that we did. Belgium was voted the best race out of the season 6. Will Belgium live up to its name today and also be the best race of season 7? But we've still got quite a bit to go of this championship. We got this week, and then we got next week at Zandvoort, and then we've got a great week already. The season is flying by very, very quickly. It's crazy. And then after Zandvoort and after the break, we will be then moving on for the second and final half of the season. So
who won the previous race at Spa?
You.
Of course I did. So are we going to see another Matt win the race by about 20 seconds? We shall wait and see.
He had to do a bit of a cheeky plug there. I had a feeling he was going to do that, so I came prepared. There we go.
Yeah.
And yes, and I was about to say something, but I won't plug too much about me because it's not VSL, it is another league, so I will only mention VSL things. Thank you very much. So
First podium.
We are about to go on for your 5 red lights, and we are underway. Let's see who has a better getaway. I'm expecting Panos to have a better getaway into turn 1, but Mata does. Whoa. Oh my god, there's a big flip. Vitinho is out the race already, and we didn't even get turn 1. I thought there was going to be a safety car, but there's not. Oh, there is. There is. So
what on earth happened back there?
I really don't know. All I just saw was a flip. Newgarden, I think, got involved there as well. He might have got damage. Now, what does that lead the soft runners? Will the soft runners go on to the mediums and join the others, maybe? Or will they want to stay on the softs? I don't know. Or will they want to go on to track position? I don't know. It's gonna be tough. But I've never seen I'm not really surprised for a safety car to be there lap 1, but I was expecting it to be a lot cleaner. So, but Panos is your Panos is your race leader. Mata in P2, Iceman in P3. So basically, apart from Panos and Mata, the top 4 have not changed. Well, pretty much P3 and P4 have not changed position. I don't think Dax has either. Let's have a look, actually. I don't want to second guess myself. Dax has gained 1. So has Ryan Berry, Yuri. Mike's gained 5. Dex gained 2. Tony's gained 1. Matt Ryan's gained 2. Flexy's gained 3. And Kyle has gained 1. So, and the biggest losers are Pete, who's dropped down 2, and Kev, who's dropped down 3. Everyone else who I haven't mentioned hasn't.
What is Lee doing?
Oh, Lee has had a bit of a moment there. I don't know why. That was tough.
It's the battle of the front wingless cars at the moment.
I think there's going to be quite a lot of... I think there was a lot of damage before even turn 1, so I think we'll see a lot of people in the pits. Panos goes in then.
Does he go for the hard tyres to go towards the end of the race to get the pit stop out the way? Because I can't remember how long the pit lane is here. Is it about 21, 22 seconds?
Let me have a look. I had it written down somewhere, and I should do... And I forgot to write it down. I've written all my notes, but I will do a bit of double checking. But it is a safety car, so we do have all the time in the world. Well, we don't have all the time in the world, but we do have the time to check. So Panos does not go onto the hards. He goes onto the mediums. I think everyone that's pitting is on the mediums. The only ones on the softs that stayed out are Yuri and Mike. Everybody else is on the medium tyres. Kev, is he going on softs? Yes. He's on softs. Was he meant to go on softs?
Probably predicting another safety car.
Yeah, because those softs are not going to last the end of the race. They last 9 laps. So, but Matt Ryan in the bingo predicted there's going to be 3 safety cars. But with the way turn 1 is, there's probably going to be more than that. Hopefully not. Anyway, hopefully the standards are a lot better, because otherwise we're going to be busy in the stewards. So that leaves Mata, your race leader so far, but he's yet to make a stop. Hards can last 19 laps. So I think realistically, if you pit for hards now, you could get to the end, but it's not a fast race tyre. 1.7 seconds slower than the softs and 7/10 slower than the mediums.
Okay, so I'm just going to look at the start of the team here. So I'm just going to briefly explain what's happened here. So he's going off the start here. He got a very good start. And, right, so what happened here? It looks like Pete lost it under traction and went into the path of Bettino. Bettino had nowhere to go, and forced him to go into one collect Kev Brusky, who luckily didn't DNF from that race. But the collision with the wall wouldn't surprise me if Kev has some form of side pod damage or floor damage. So
floor damage around here, I've had experience of that last week because I hit the curves too much. Didn't get any other front wing damage, just had underbody. It's understeery as hell, so you won't want to be getting floor damage on this track. But I survived, which is surprising. But anyway, but it feels much better if you're on the soft compound tyres compared to any other tyre. So, safety car is in for one more lap, because we're waiting, I think, for Kev to catch up to the safety car, which won't be that long now. Mike goes into the pit. I wonder if he is going to be doing what we suggested and go onto the hard compounded tyres. Don't be surprised if he does, because he probably won't want to stop again, but he needs a miracle to not spin, and he needs to heat his tyres. Is he going onto the hards? No, he does not. No one wants to touch the hards today, Matt.
I mean, it's risky, but I know the hard tyres going up Radion, Elridge, Radion, get it the right way around, it's a bit sketchy. So
I haven't driven or used the hard tyres on this game around Belgium, but I think the last time I did it was F1 2019. Yeah. Don't like
Never
it.
played that game. Never played F1 2019. I actually
Did you
missed
not?
2018. 2018 and 2019 were the years I took a break from F1 esports.
Yeah.
Had a bit of a break. I was more Gran Turismo orientated.
I started commentating on league racing F1, towards the end of F1 2017. And I started league racing April 2019 on F1 2018.
Oh wow! My first game I started league racing was I think 2012, mainly end of F1 2012, and when F1 2013 got released. So Jesus.
Yeah, the first few races though, my goal was just to not finish last, but there were some races where that did not go to plan. But there we go. Anyway, so mixture of people who have stopped and who has not, and Hayden's now up to third. What's happened to Dax? Now, I've had this issue around this track before where someone overtakes in safety car and gets away with it. I had that twice. One with Corey and I think one with someone else. Where
when you go,
I think when you slow down, I think probably that's why.
What it is you go off the track. I think you can go off the track and then it's overtaken and then rejoin. That's what can happen.
Yeah, which is very, very annoying. But anyway, safety car's in this lap. Matt is now the safety car, or the de facto safety car. So it'll be his job to floor it. As long as he does it before just after the safety car line, it'll be fine. But he could go as early or as late as he wants. But as soon as he accelerates, he can't slow down. Those are the rules. I think he'll leave it late. I think he's holding the field up a lot.
He'll go now. That's it.
Yeah, there we go. He's caught Iceman off guard, actually. So, Matter timed that restart perfectly. But he's got to nail the final corner, which he does. Hayden, I think, nailed that restart too. So, same with Kieran. So, let's see if everybody makes it through turn one.
Going down the inside of turn one.
Oh, there we go between Dax and Kieran. And Dax is definitely making a name of himself in his league, up to 4th place. Brilliant stuff for him, but we'll see if Kieran get the run into Rouge as Dax almost goes off and the one's a little bit wide, and Kieran is going to go for a late lunge. Camel straight, you'll be going full power here, almost at 200 miles per hour. Here comes Kieran to the left hand side. Can he go aggressive then? Nope, he does not. Dax gets a switchback and he's back up into 4th place. Panel's making room on the restart. He's up into 11th place, but he's made his stop, but he will be expected to stop again. Sam has had a spin.
Curbs
probably after Lecombe. Yeah, it was after Lecombe that he's binned it, just like I did in practice yesterday. Not good. But Hayden still managing to keep in 3rd place. He drops a little bit to the top 2, but Massa crucially is out of DRS of Iceman. So, and another yellow flag. Ryan Berry. These curbs are just biting everybody today. I think Ryan Berry spun on his own. So he's down into 14th. Careful. It's going to be, I think, 3 wide soon with Newgarden in the mix. Newgarden definitely needs a better season. Ryan Berry's had a bit of a tank slapper. But luckily, he did not rejoin the track unsafely. And we still have more side-by-side action. Kyle has had a good restart. He's up into 11th place. Panel's up to 9th. There's battles going everywhere, Matt.
Oh, it is. It's like last year all over again, apart from it's not going to be the same race winner. But we're going through Longimont. Kyle goes around the outside of Matt Ryan. I hope he saved that footage because that was lovely. Like Max Verstappen-esque on Marcus Ericsson, I believe. Was it in 2016?
Can't remember.
As Hayden, has he lost it up? Riding on the
average.
I was wondering when that would happen.
Safety car.
Another safety car, yeah. I was looking at people's cars. It looks so twitchy going up there. Thank God there was a patch that stabilised the cars more, because before then, there was a social race in a said league before the patch came out, and
that I spun quite a few times there.
Yeah. Practically impossible.
Yeah, I love Belgium now because they stabilised it, but back then I hated it. I absolutely hated it. I was not good at all. But thank you, Cody, for fixing the stability of the curves here, because at least I'm able to race here. So, I'm trying to think who started on the softs. Let me just have a look at race director. So, Panos started on the softs, so he could go on to another set of mediums, go to the end of the race. J-Luke started on the softs. He can also go on to another set of mediums till the end of the race. Mike can do the same. Kev, I think, will stay out. Everybody else, well,
they have to use a soft.
They have to use a soft. Yuri hasn't stopped yet, so that safety car's worked wonders for Yuri. So Yuri will be going on to the mediums until the end of the race. Let me check how long the mediums go on for. The database says 14 laps, 22 minus 5, 17. But it'll be 3 laps on the safety car, so I think Yuri will just about get away with it. I think you could do 15 or 16 laps to get away with it. I managed to do the lifespan of medium tyres on Thursday, and I didn't even get to punch charge. I think I was at 40, 50, so I think Yuri can make most of the race, so at least he does not have to pit again unless there's another safety car, which he hopes does not happen. Dex in. Ryan Berry's in. I'm surprised J-Luke stayed out, because if he pitted now, he wouldn't have to pit again. But he's probably thinking that those mediums will get to the end. Very risky strategy indeed. And I'm just seeing in the chat for Hayden, he touched the right-hand curb and the back end gave up. Lots of people lose it through there. It is not just you. And it's an absolute nightmare. So, unfortunately, Hayden, so gutting because you were on for a good result, but hopefully you will bounce back in Zandvoort next week.
Was he a pad user?
I don't even know. I wouldn't imagine how Belgium is on a pad. I think it's hard on a pad, especially for a Rouge, but
yeah.
It's just a bloody nightmare. Well, I haven't even tried it. I might try a race on a pad like 5 laps, but I'll probably be like 20 seconds off the pace or something, because it's not stable for me at all. But who has gained the most out of the safety car? I don't know.
I'd say Yuri.
I think Yuri more than anything. I think Det maybe as well, because they're all 3 of them on hards to the end. I thought more people would have gone on. If I was on the mediums and there was a safety car, I would have gone on hards to get my stop out of the way. I know it's not the best race tyre, but at least I won't have to pit again. And if I can catch up to some of these guys where the mediums start to die a bit, then it'll be better in the long run. Will safety car be in the flat? Nope. I don't think so, unless it changes mind through Blanchimont in the middle of it. Anyway, I don't know. Is the light still on? Yeah, the light's still on. So one more lap. The safety car, which is so annoying because we want green flag run. We only had a few laps of green flag running today. Guys, keep it clean.
The thing is, though, like, if it wasn't yellow flag, we would have no breath left, because when it has been green flag, it's just been a non-stop. I don't know what it is about VSL around here, but we know how to put a show on, and that's for sure. So if anyone asks, what is VSL F1 like? Just search VSL F1 Belgium. There's your answer.
That race, actually, out of all the videos on the YouTube channel, apart from the test race, is the most viewed. Well, last season's race was the most viewed race. The most viewed race on our YouTube channel with 153 views.
Wow.
And the second most viewed race, do you want to know what that is?
Is it the race I won?
No, Belgium you won, and that was the most viewed. It was this season.
I was it. Silverstone?
Nope. Silverstone had 92 views, and that's on the second row.
Where have we been? That was a good race.
That was a good race.
It was a good race, to be fair. I don't know why I said that.
It was France. It was France. Don't know why it was France. And then after that, it was back when Owen Wyatt was commentating for VSL. Oh, the memories. Season 1, round 6, Monaco.
Owen White effect.
There we go. And then it was, after that, it was Bahrain this season.
Bahrain always puts it on.
Yeah, but I won't go through all of it. But yeah, thank you to everybody that's subscribed to the channel. We're almost on 100. We're 94 at the moment. So if you haven't done so already, click the subscribe button, turn the red button into a grey button, and also hit that notification bell and hit that thumbs up button as well. And you can follow us on Twitter. Information is on the banner. You can see it on the bottom at VSL_F1, where you'll be up to date on when we stream as well and all of our race results. And you're missing out if you're not watching it live, by the way. Wednesdays at 8 PM GMT. Well, it's not BST now, it's GMT. So, because we moved the clocks. So, is safety car going to come in? Come on. Surely it's got to come in this lap. Hey, finally.
I know, Petrojac scared me on the start of the safety car lap. He must have forgot he was in neutral and he flicked up to first and almost lost the rear on the safety car lap. That's why I went. Whoa.
Yeah, it was like swerving a little bit as well, but we'll see. So, Mata leading again. Will he do the same restart? Because Iceman's right behind him again. So I think Iceman will probably know what to do this time. Or will Mata try a different approach? If I was him, I would try and do a different approach, to be fair.
Ben's not hanging around now. Look how much closer he was. And Mao might be
Mata did the same thing. He did the same thing as last restart.
As Ben. It's gone a bit deep as Ben. As Panos has now got a 5-second time penalty. And so has Pete. So Panos,
here comes Dax.
Championship contender.
Dax the right hand side on our screen. Did he get past Iceman into turn 1? No, he does not. And that allows Mata to pull away already. There's so much action happening at the moment.
Risky Dax. Is Ben going to back
out?
Jeez.
Almost the same move that Iceman attempted on me last week. But Dax was able to defend where I was scared to defend. Well, scared to defend, so I let him through. So, fair play to Dax, because I could not do a move like that. He closed the door on Iceman there. Up, stays in P2. Lee is making ground on Newgarden. Up into P10. Flexi was probably not wanting his safety car to come. He is in 12th. And is he going to go through Brussels? Past Brussels? Surely not. That was a brilliant move from Flexi. There we go. Up to 11th. I don't know how he did that, but he did it in style there. Yuri, I think, is on the back of Mike and Newgarden as well. So I wonder if Newgarden and Yuri will be working together. Yuri almost binned it. Someone else has binned it. Oh, no.
Lee.
It's Lee.
That bingo? Was he on the bingo?
Lee's already spun tonight, so it would have been bingo anyway.
Well, even if you missed it, you'll definitely get another chance on that as proven. Sorry, Lee.
Yeah, so we've had quite a few bingo cars, but there's a few people not here, so. And there is a lap 1 crash, and there won't be a Hayden win. Ryan Berry, I think, started on the mediums. Lobby side after 8. Lee spun. Matt Ryan, did he break his front wing? I don't even know. We had a wet quali. We had 2 safety cars, but we need 1 more to get the 3. Here we go then. Iceman is in the pit. Is he going to go on to... What did he start on?
Medium tyres.
So he's going on hards.
I like it. I like it, Ben. You're taking a different strategy. I am liking your thinking. Let's hope this pays off for you.
Yes, but if I was him, I would have done it during a safety car because I've got the information about the pit lane last time because I looked it up. 17.5 seconds, which is not a lot compared to Silverstone and Singapore. Yellow flag is Yuri, who's gone backwards. Yuri, go the other way. Go the other way, Yuri. You don't want to get disqualified.
Did you get any damage?
Yes.
Damn.
I think so. Let me have a look. It's hard. He actually got...
It looks okay, actually.
Well, he got away with the front wing, but he may have floor damage. Or diffuser damage.
I mean, the car looks okay. The tyres might be a bit cooked, so that's a problem.
Yeah, spinning. Not good. And he's got a 3-second time penalty as well. Pete and Panos also got a 3-second time penalty. But Carl, I think, has gained a lot on this restart. He is now on the back of Panos. Don't forget, Carl started near the back of the grid. due to his quality ban, and he is making inroads in...
Yeah.
What?
Sorry, Jess. Pete and Panos got a 5-second time penalty because they collided during the safety car restart. So when they go to pit again...
Yeah, I think they won't get it removed either because they all served it. But if they don't have to pit again, they would get that removed. But if they're not at fault, of course. If they are at fault, you can't get it removed, sadly. So Pete's doing quite well. Panos is probably doing Iceman strategy. Well, to be honest, he probably had to respond to that. He wants that when he wants to retain that lead in the championship. Here he goes. Is it hard compound of tyres?
Another fresh set of mediums because he started on the soft compound of tyre.
Oh, yeah, he did, didn't he? I think. Let me have a look. And don't forget, he had a 5-second stop go to serve. The pit crew are being slow, but I just realised it's front wing damage. Let me check race director so you can actually see Panos. Where is he? There. He started on soft. Yeah, so you can do soft, medium, medium. There we go. So Panos is committing to the end. He could be the favourite for the race victory. He's got to try and get past Yuri and Iceman first, though. Ryan Berry and Mike are now having a battle for P10. Don't forget, top 12 score points in VSL. And also there's 2 points for the fastest lap, which can go to anybody inside the top 20, providing they finish the race.
And that fascinating. Even if you're down and out of the race, you can still get some points on the table. I like that rule.
Yeah, well, I like that rule as well because, but that means I think only one driver. It's only one driver, whereas obviously in other leagues there's two, but it's given to different splits. But I like the competitiveness because we saw that in Hungary last week, didn't we? The ones near the back were like fighting for fastest lap point. They were just pitting like Valtteri Bottas did in Mexico. He kind of got screwed over, but he got fastest lap. Sam Flexi, it's now up to P7. He got past Matt Ryan in the bus stop. Easy move, nice and clean. There we go. So we're on lap 11 now already. So let's hope there isn't a safety car. Another one. Matter still leads 1.3 seconds. Dax P2, Kieran P3, Pete P4, but don't forget stops. I'll check who has made their stops. There you go. It is the top 4 and of course Flexi and Matt Ryan, but we've got people that have been on the mediums for a long time that will question if they get to the end. Newgarden has been overtaken by Mike and Ryan Berry, so Mike is up to 9th. Ryan Berry is up to 10th. Newgarden's dropped down into 11th. The Red Bulls, they're not looking good around here, are they?
No, it doesn't look like it. No, they may get overtaken by the AlphaTauri, our sister team at this rate. The Red Bull are not having a great season.
They're not. They're definitely not. As Kieran, I didn't see that. Did he do? He did it through. He did it through campus. He did it through. Oh no, it wasn't campus. It was another corner. It was before Stabilo. But
flick away for 1 second.
Yeah, and he got the move. It looked like a good move, to be fair, but we didn't see it. So Kieran up to P2, on a roll here. He's currently sitting P9 in the standings, which is in the top half, which is really, really good for the newest full-time. Well, yeah, one of the newest full-time drivers, along with Patino. Acorn has now got past Newgarden, so I wonder if Newgarden is struggling, but it's Newgarden going to fight back and get past the Williams driver. Bit of a slide again for Mr. Newgarden, which is hard to do in the bus stop chicane.
Dax and Kieran are quite close again on tracks.
Let's watch them then.
The DRS, the effect of the DRS, I read somewhere it's like, is it 5 to 6 tenths you gain a lap by having DRS?
I don't know.
Could they be working together to gain on Matter? Just have to wait and see.
That's got past Kieran then, so I wonder if they are working together actually, because they are in the same tier in another league, so they do know each other quite well. So I wonder, is this teamwork? But he's got Pete breathing down his neck as well, because what I found out is if there's guys in front that keep battling around Belgium, especially through these corners, guys like Pete will be able to catch up quite rapidly, but Pete has got a penalty. Naughty him. And he's obviously he needs to stop because he hasn't done his mandatory stop yet. So his 5 seconds will be added. Well, will be added to his pit stop. So let's watch Kieran again. So close to Dax on this lap. This could be the move of dreams for him. The Haas driver's not doing well in real life, but on VSL, they're doing quite well. Currently sitting P7 in the standings on 78 points. They could jump Aston Martin because Iceman's in 15th. Coutinho is not going to score any points. They could jump Aston Martin because Mike's in P9.
Ferrari found 16th and 18th, but Panos got a fast lap current, only getting 2 points at the moment of Ferrari. And I'm looking at the standings right now to get them up. Williams are going to end up leading a championship, I think, at the end.
Yeah, because Kyle is only going to score far from Mayo because Hayden has retired. Right then, we got a move. We got a move for Kieran.
Ooh.
Wow, Dax, that was defensive moves like a dream. Kieran was not expecting that yellow flag set to 1. That is Pete that's gone for a bit of a spinneroonie. And, well, I'm not surprised there. It's probably like the 3rd race in a row where he spun.
The McLarens just seem to spin. They've got like a very twitchy rear end setup.
Well, they're working together. They're working together now because Pete's dropped down.
Yeah, but it was lucky Pete ghosted, because if Pete didn't ghost, the two McLarens would have had another woeful weekend and would have both DNF. So the lucky Pete DNF'd. Pete ghosted then. Don't DNF Pete.
Well, if he does DNF, it'll be your fault, Matt.
Don't DNF Pete.
Shush! Anyway, Kieran in 3rd position right now. I think his time's running out because he's still yet to stop. I wonder if Pete's going to bop this lap.
Matter pits this.
Kieran does not. Dax pits. This is game on, then. This is game on. Let's watch who has pitted recently that we need to watch out for. Panos?
Panos is one of the
and Ryan Berry, maybe, because he's on the hards. Let's watch Ryan Berry first. So where will Matter come out? So Matter's just coming out in the pit. So let's watch Panos then.
Ben, who's on the hard tyres, actually, he might end up going in front of Petri Dax.
No, he does not.
He does not. But this is a great place for Dax to come out because he's come behind Tony, but because of the DRS detection zone, he's going to get DRS as well. He's going to hope he gets past Tony, but no. Hang on my screen, Tony had DRS, but apparently it disappeared. But here comes Dax now on the soft tyre. Tony doesn't bother fighting, and that's Dax up into P11. But now that holds Ben up, so to come out in the pole position has Dax and tries to navigate the slow Red Bull of Newgarden. And Newgarden's just not had a good season. I remember hearing from him the other day. He's been struggling to get used to the handling physics of this game, but can Dax get past the Red Bull driver? No, this is really, really holding up. I was about to say the Toro Rosso driver, AlphaTauri driver, who just cannot get past Newgarden, and that is Matter romping away. Dax must be getting really frustrated right now, but currently in the lead, Kieran and Kyle quite close behind, who I think can actually go to the end of the race on this set of tyres.
They can get to the end of the race because it lasts 19 laps. And there's a yellow flag. That's Kev. Oh, that's safety car. Surely, yeah.
Kieran is one lucky boy.
So is Sam. Could Sam lead the championship?
Why is Kieran's car doing 30 miles per hour in the pit lane when it's a 50 miles an hour pit lane? So who would have lost time?
I'm trying to go on board with Kieran, but it's a Mercedes. What?
Ooh, As he come out in front of Petri Dax, he has...
Oh, now it's fixed now.
The safety car almost took out Kieran as well. Wow. I mean, Jamie and Kyle now can go on a set of soft compounded tyres. And we know how quick Jamie and Kyle are in another league as well. And they can get a bit heated, those two drivers, as they're always quite close on track in that said league as well. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes here. We have Kyle, Jamie, Mata, Kieran, Dax, Sam, Panos. Quite quick drivers, so it's going to be a very, very interesting end to this race as Pete gets a 5-second time penalty. Pete, what are you doing?
Ignoring yellow flag for Mr. Pete Knighton.
Slow down. Hit the brakes.
Well, to be fair, I did it on this game in Monza because I wasn't paying attention.
Unbelievable.
No, that was Jude's safety car and I got a drive through, so it was worse than Pete.
Okay. Yeah, that's still unbelievable.
Yeah. But hey ho, it happens. Monza always get bad luck anyway. Monza is a track where I just like, I have to pace, I just get really bad luck. But anyway, Kyle then and J Luke, they have been on those tyres for 12 laps. Will they go in? Well, they've got to. Matta's had a saving grace as well with the safety car coming in, and bingo, we've had 3 safety cars.
Oh. I tell you the truth, I completely forgot I was on there. So Kyle's in the pits. Jamie as well is in the pits. Matter, does he take the lead? He still has a delta to follow. I reckon they will get in front of Kieran. You know? But the delta disappears at the end of the pit straight. This is going to be very, very tight between Kieran and Kyle. Does Kyle get in front of Kieran? He does. So now Kyle, from nowhere, from the back, is now in P2. Wow.
Wow, that is interesting. Don't forget, Kyle started from the back. He started from the back of the field.
This is ruined Ben's strategy though. He was going to go on the hard tyres towards the end of the race.
That's ruined. I'm trying to think who's also been ruined. Ryan Berry and Deck, because they were on the hards as well to get to the end.
Those two love fighting each other, don't they?
Remember the bet. Remember the bet that's going on at the moment?
That's going to end in tears.
At the end of the season, whoever finishes higher, I don't know what they have to give the other person if they lose.
Ryan Berry's had a stellar season so far, really. Is he sitting in P5 at the standings at the moment?
Ryan Berry is currently sitting P4 and Deck P6. They're still quite close by, because Deck scored 71 points, Ryan Berry 89. For me, with the points I score in a season, it sounds like it's too far, but for the way that they score points, it's quite close. So I'm going to like this battle for the rest of the season. So I think we'll be just waiting for Tony to catch up. And this is going to hurt Pete, Matt Ryan, Iceman, Panos, Yuri, Lee, and Tony, because they have got penalties. This safety car's also hurt Yuri as well, because he was hoping to get the mediums to the end too.
As the safety car now gets in this a lot. Matt has been leading the race from the start of the race, but he's got a new contender behind him, Kyle, who we know will take no prisoners on making moves, so he'll be aware of this, and Kyle will be ready to pounce. You've got Kieran also having a decent race, and Petri Dax, who we know is good on the restarts, and Kieran will be ready and waiting for that. But you have to bear in mind the matter, and Petri Dax are on a lap all a set of soft tyres, so their drop-offs will be a lot earlier, so we'll have to wait and see what happens.
Everybody's on the soft, nobody's on the mediums, no one's on the hards. This is going to be, I think, a VSL Classic, so fasten your seatbelts. We're going to be in for a crazy ride as Mata is going to start lap 17 of 22 of the Belgian Grand Prix, and his restart was superb. Heading into that source now of turn 1, we see the two McLarens going at it. Flexi trying to get past J-Luke. We'll wonder if P will be working together. We'll find out. Flexi having a good restart. He's up to 5th. if as it stands, Flexi could be in the championship at the end of this race. ERS is going to be a hell of a more important at the moment, as I hope they've saved enough for the safety car. Ryan Berry has picked himself a 3-second time penalty, but he's been chased by Mike. This is, well, he's actually trying to get the move on Mike, actually, as he gets past into P9 through Glecom. Nicely done there. That's not going to help Det, though, but he's a bit faster than Mike, I think, so he wants to see if he can try and get past. We've got a massive DRS train forming, which could be very intriguing to say the least. Has Lee gone for a spin?
Probably.
Because he's just gone past Lecom. Same with Tony. But Newgarden. Oh, Newgarden and Panos side by side into Buon. Oh, that was very risky indeed. Newgarden almost made it work. Panos just keeps it on the road. Yuri, both the Red Bulls, they're fighting for their life. All these guys could get fastest lap here. So they're fighting not just for position, but they're fighting for the fastest lap, .2, which could go to anybody in the top 17. Nobody can make mistakes here at Belgium as they now head towards, I need to remember what turn number, it's now heading towards turn 17 in towards the end of Blanchimont. Now towards turn 18 and 19, the bus stop chicane. This is mental. Mike's got a penalty that could make or break someone's race. Flexi, 1:44.7. He set the fastest lap so far. That's faster than my quali run in time trial. Whoa! Did Yuri go for a late send in turn 1?
Send it.
He tried to and it didn't work. And he's got a penalty as well.
Oh.
So, but he must have got it somewhere else. Det, though, the ones with no penalties, they're going to gain massives out of everybody. So, this could be a good result for Det. If he keeps on the road and tries to close in on... He's got to get past Mike first. And then he's got to try and get past his bitter rival, Ryan Berry. J-Luke, 3 seconds.
Tell you what though, Master would be a bit worried now because before on the restarts, he was able to break away from the DRS. Kyle has managed to stay within that DRS, and I think it's about 5 to 6 tenths you gain using DRS, and it looks like we have Lee who's gone for a spin.
Again, someone else has spun! That is Deck!
Deck, man.
I literally cut him off just in the middle of his spin.
Newgarden. Has he lost it? He's lost. Do not. Is that a
please
safety
don't
car?
tell me there's another safety car.
That is going to be another. It's a safety car. That is DRS gone. Matt's race, I think, is safe. That's going to be no DRS towards the end of the race, and the chance of overtaking has now just got a lot harder.
Deck's probably relieved that the safety car has happened because he's back in this race. Oh no!
You were saying?
I'm sorry, Deck. He just got a drive through. He must have done a me. He must have not paid attention to the Delta. And he's got another one.
He's had enough. I think he's had enough.
Is he doing it on purpose so he could get disqualified?
Yeah, he's going to go into pit lane and I believe retire the car. Unfortunately, that's very unfortunate, Deck. But
he could have got fastest lap. Deck, you can't serve drive-throughs under safety car.
The thing is, though, he's got 2 drive-through penalties.
That'll be...
the safety car does not
20 seconds
hit.
Well, I had that in Monza. If you get a drive-through and the safety car comes in less than 2 laps to go until the end, 20 seconds will be added per each drive-through penalty you get. So Det will get 40 seconds added to his race time.
Ouch.
I think it's 20 seconds. Because the same thing happened to my Jacko car teammate yesterday, because he got a drive-through.
Could the safety car be in at the end of this lap? If so, the final lap would mean DRS is enabled.
It's got to come in at least at the end of lap 20. At least, because that's what happened yesterday. The safety car came in end of lap 20 and we had 2 laps of green flag running. That was mental.
Matt is on 4 lap old soft tyres. Carl's on 2 laps old tyres.
Carl could win this race.
Yeah, the drop off with soft tyres is around lap 5. Because I remember racing around here, the soft tyres drop off dramatically. Matt will know this. Kieran and Kyle are in a good shot here. Dax will just be looking to pounce on any errors happening ahead. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. I literally don't know what's going to happen here. Matt has had a stellar race. Don't get me wrong.
I think Matt, Kyle, and maybe Kieran. Has Kieran made a mistake today?
Not yet.
Touch wood. There we go. Well, the last time I said that, it was in another league, and
it was with Deck.
Yeah.
What are you like?
Yeah, I'm not doing very well with commentators' curses today. Matt Ryan put commentators' curses on the bingo card next week for Sandport because we need it back.
It was on it last week, wasn't it?
No, we didn't have commentators' curse in the bingo card last week. They got rid of it. I'm surprised they haven't got it in the bingo card this week. Safety car, still in. No DRS at all now for the rest of the race.
Surely not.
It's got to come in this lap. It's got to. Everyone else is closed in now, so it's got to come in end of this lap. Because you've got to have at least 2 green flag running. Laps of green flag running, sorry. This is our 4th safety car or 5th?
Our 4th, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, we have 4 safety cars and I think 1 or 2 VSCs. I think that's more than last season, and it was a wet, dry to wet race. So the top 5, they're loving it because even if they drop quite a bit, they're going to gain masses anyway due to penalties. But I'll check, actually, whilst we're here, because it's quiet, I'll check warnings. So, Matter, he has got 1 warning, so he's all good at the moment. Kyle, squeaky clean, no warnings. Kieran, 1 warning. Petra Dax, oh, he's on the bubble. He's got 2 warnings. If he gets 1 more warning, he gets a penalty. And Sam is on the same. He's got 2 warnings. So the top 3 should be fine. Dax and Flexi are in the danger zone of getting a penalty.
Don't want to say anything. I don't want to jinx any of the drivers.
No. Should we just, I don't even know what to say now. Because obviously I'm worried that I'm going to say something about a driver and they just get jinxed like that. So, but it happens. And who's got penalties that could gain actually? So, J-Luke will probably gain from the likes of Matt Ryan and obviously Deck. Everybody else Ryan Barry will gain from Matt Ryan as well. So Matt Ryan will be the biggest loser as well as Deck. Did I see safety car come in?
The biggest loser out here is Deck. So safety car is in the end of this lap, but the biggest loser is Deck, unfortunately. But I've seen this issue recently where their HUD does freeze, so you don't even know if there's a safety car. You don't even know if you're getting warnings.
That might be it. We'll see Deck's POV then. Probably. But here we go for one final time because it's too late for another safety car. We're going to go green flag running once again. And same tactic as before. Matter is a few laps away from potentially winning this race, and it will be the first race win of the season, but he's got to keep it on the road and make sure everyone is kept behind. Matt Ryan gets past Pete before turn 1, but Pete tries to have a dive around Les Source, late on the brakes as well. Nicely done, and Pete will try and keep his line into Eau Rouge, which is quite hard to do in these cars in F1 2021, and he does. Nicely done from Pete. Deck is on a charge as well, even though with that drive-through. You know what Deck's going for? Because he's got the drive-through, he is going for one thing and one thing only. Fastest lap, Dax!
Collision between Flexi and Dax. That would be going to the stewards. I'm not sure what
the stewards are going to be
there.
Busy today. Well, not today, but during the weekend. Well, we are. What did we sign up for? But anyway, there's still battles happening on the track. We can't pass that, but Ryan Berry, I have to say, doing a solid job. Pete's now on 8 seconds of penalties. So Pete's got to drop right down. Ryan Berry is gaining brilliant traction on Matt Ryan. So he could be on for a P5 finish for the Alpine driver, which will, I think, solidify P4 in the standings for this driver. So as long as he keeps in within range of Matt Ryan and Pete, then he will be on for another fantastic result. Panos tries to go in the bus. He nearly went onto the back of Matt Ryan, but he kept in control of the car. Panos up into P7. And he's final lap of this race. It does fly by pretty quickly. Ryan Berry is now charging as well. Mike is now on the back of this as well. I wonder if Kyle's going to go for the win here. Let's watch Kyle. There's just so many battles happening on. It's just so hard to keep track. But I think Mata is doing enough. I think no one has the pure pace on Mata today. Hasn't put a foot wrong since the start. Did he get pole as well?
He did.
So he's led the race pretty much all the entire way. The safety cars kind of helped him, to be fair. He's led all the safety cars. And Kyle's got 44% battery, Mata 41 as well. Anyone else closing up to a battle? Panos and Matt Ryan then. Ryan Berry. Ryan Berry could gain quite a bit in. Mike has got a penalty. So Ryan Berry will be P8 at least, but he will gain possibly from Matt Ryan and Pete. Panos will gain as well.
Kyle's got a good run on Mata.
Let's watch Kyle battle for the race win. This could be the late lunge that he's looking for. He had a nightmare of a race last week in Hungary, but he's looking to redeem himself here in his ART colours. Bus stop chicane. Not leaving too much room for error. It could be a photo finish. Who's going to take the win here at VSL? It's Mata by 1/10. Not the closest photo finish we would have liked, but it's still a close one. Kieran, third. J-League, fourth. Panos, fifth. Oh! And the results just went like that. But Mata, who led from start to finish, has taken the win, and drive of the day in game, unsurprisingly, goes to Kyle, who started last.
Yeah. What is it about this track that just leaves you breathless? Not a clue in what to say, but what a race. Unbelievable. Mata wins, but didn't he have to work for it towards the end? Could you argue that more space could have been given? I don't know. It's more of argy-bargy in the last corner shenanigans, but I think that was all fair and square. Great exit at the last corner for Mata, and that made him the race winner driver of the day in my book. ART Kyle, what a recovery from the back of the grid, getting P2, and I want to mention Flexi. They're getting the fastest lap as well, and therefore I think getting similar amount of points to Panos. But
Panos leads the championship still.
The biggest upset for me really is Petrodax, but I don't know what happened. It looks like they sort of went to move together at the same time for the same bit of track, but I'll have to wait and see what it looks like on Sam's and Petrodax's POV.
Yes, and the track's going to be quite busy later as well, so we're going to keep an eye on that, but we will let you know of all the stewards' reports next week. Next week, like we said, we head to Zandvoort, which is a track that I love racing at in qualifying. In the race, there's hardly many places to overtake, so these drivers, they have to have a good qualifying session in order to do well, I think.
Oh, for sure. I mean, me personally, it's not one of my best tracks, is Zandvoort, but if it's a wet race, it could be interesting, especially around that the camber last corner, because that is treacherous. But I'm hoping it's dry, because in the wet, it's not really the most race action packed race.
Yes, I've done it on the last game, and the wet race around Zandvoort is not really fun. So, make sure you check our sponsors one final time at Rogue Energy. You could use the code VSLF1 for 10% off. You can go onto their website, rogueenergy.com. Quick look at the calendar. Obviously, we head to Netherlands and then we're on our break week. And then after our break week, we will head to Monza. And that'll be it. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at VSL_F1. Also subscribe to us on YouTube. Hit notification bell and hit that thumbs up button. Let's see if we can get to 100 subscribers before the end of the year. Come on, let's get our goal. 100 subscribers before the end of the year.
Help us out.
Share the YouTube with your friends. You won't regret it. And if you want to follow us on Twitter, my Twitter is at JessGames95. Redmat's Twitter is speed_Redmat. So follow us. And you can also follow the drivers as well. Well, they could plug it like on Twitter themselves. I don't care. Anyway,
yeah, follow us with that.
Yes, but follow us too, and also the VSL Twitter as well. Anyway, I've been JessGames95. Matt has been Red Matt. We will see you next week, same time, 8 p.m. for the Dutch Grand Prix. I was trying to figure out what to call that. I nearly called it Netherlands Grand Prix. I don't know, but Dutch Grand Prix. Have a good evening, and we will see you next week. Goodbye.